Martin, co-founder of InsureBlox. It's great to be back again at D1Conf. I've been there in 2018, a bit more audience and not so quiet as it is here today, but it's great to be back and to listen to the projects and the progress that some of you have made, especially, of course, EtherRisk and Nexus Mutual, but also many other projects, some of them new. I would like to talk to you about InsureBlox, my startup, and the path that we have in front of us, our plans and our use cases. I have been working in the insurance industry for 15 years, and when I heard this sentence from Sergei Nazarov from Chainlink, I had a big smile in my face. He basically says that he's expecting that all financial products are one day going to be on a smart contract, including insurance processes. And with all his brevity, he says this is totally inevitable. The only question is when this is going to happen. And of course, that's an issue for all the startups and also the more experienced startups like EtherRisk. Yeah, how early are we in this industry with adopting blockchain? Our mission at InsureBlox is also to blockchain insurance. And when we say this, we think of real-world objects, as they were mentioned here already before. We have some traction in all the 4 fields that you can see here. So agricultural, insurance, maritime and logistics industry, weather insurance for private people, like people going on a holiday, and also the energy market. These are kind of the 4 areas where we have been active so far. So we are looking at physical risks, parametric risks in a specialty, and we're looking at insuring real-world things. We have 3 major building blocks that are important for our strategy and our vision. The first one is parametric coverages, as you might have expected. The second one is the peer-to-peer model, where I especially like the concept of mutual insurance, where risks are shared and where we can overcome all these issues with traditional insurance, with intransparency, with that insurance is not reliable, you can't rely on the payouts, and that, of course, that it's quite difficult to deal with them. And the third one is embedded insurance, so insurance that is not a standalone project, not a standalone product that you buy, which covers you against all kind of risk types, but insurance that is more embedded into other industries and is part of the core offering of other industries. It's not just seamless integration of insurance into front ends and platforms. I think here of more than that. This is the team that InsureBlox at the moment has. There are 2 co-founders. I've been working in the insurance industry for 15 years, working for major consultancy companies and also for major carriers in different topic areas. My co-founder Christian sits at the back in the red polo shirt. He's our energy specialist. He worked for several years in the energy industry. That's kind of the sweet spot nucleus that we had when we founded InsureBlox. He has also long-range experience in different board positions, also in the e-commerce industry. We have a team of developers that we have worked together with so far and that we can rely on for the future. At the bottom right, you can see the team for our last prototype that we worked on during the Chainlink hackathon end of last year. And there's one guy from the team in the room, Kevin, here in the 3rd row from Paris. It was, of course, an international team that gathered for this exercise. And we are continually learning through these exercises. And this is our roadmap. I personally came in touch with blockchain in 2017. That's when I also met Christoph and UCARB. Some of them had some other use case in mind at the time, especially UCARB was on a different track at that time. Interesting to see how quickly he was successful by pivoting the idea. So in 2017, I was an employee of Zurich Insurance Group, and we developed a crop micro insurance scheme, as I think this is still the greatest use case that we have seen so far. Maybe a bit difficult for a small European-based startup to tackle with. Yeah, Ocean Storm, I'll talk about that on the next slide, is a coverage for the maritime industry, also a parametric coverage. And what we are looking at now is the travel industry. So we want to insure holidaymakers against bad weather events. We have done some customer research here. It's fairly manageable exercise that we are going to look at in more detail now. We are currently in an accelerator program and are also preparing the incorporation. And for the medium term, we are looking at these embedded insurance options with a special focus on the energy sector. We are already doing user research here as well, especially on the customer, on the commercial client side. Yeah, what have we done so far? Regarding the parametric insurance, I can briefly touch upon our ocean storm coverage, where we use the standard technology stack that you would expect. So we are insuring ships, vessels that are on the ocean against hurricane events or strong storms. And we use the chain link technology for that and some public APIs to track the vessels and to track the weather situation on the track of the ship. And we want to leverage, of course, this experience from here to other use cases in the travel industry especially. Yeah, regarding peer-to-peer insurance, we discussed that already quite extensively today. There are some prototypes around already with Nexus Mutual and EtherRisk. I used some of your nice graphics for this slide. So maybe that is also a platform for us. We will of course look in more detail into the options that it brings for us, the flexibility, etc. And thanks for being able to present here, and of course we will stay in contact and discuss the options. There are of course major issues attached to that. The first one is regulation. Yeah, if you want to sell to German customers a product called insurance, you're facing some issues there currently. So we have to check if the UK option and this discretionary coverage is a model that we can use more easily. And still there is the issue of pricing expertise. How do you integrate that? Do you do that off-chain? Do you use experts that get incentives for providing the service? So all kind of these questions that we have to look at. Of course, we are striving to replace existing insurers and want to make use of this model. Yeah, regarding embedded insurance and our focus on the energy industry, I want to briefly highlight our reasoning behind that. So if you think about the energy market, It's expected that the amount of energy produced is going to triple by 2050. Something I think not imaginable as of now. Yeah, we're facing all these climate change issues and have to radically change our energy system. At the same time, it's expected that we that the energy demand will increase substantially in the next years. Some people say that the energy question is solved with solar energy facilities that can vary. Yeah, if solar plants, photovoltaic plants are installed in Saudi Arabia, the costs are already very low. So maybe it's more a political thing to organize it, but still it will be a tremendous revolution that's going on here. We will see millions of households that engage in this field, that produce energy, that also store energy in smaller facilities. We have electric vehicles, which might play an important role in stabilizing the electricity grids. So you think of this, there are millions of devices in that field, which then will change the way people interact. Yeah? We will see peer-to-peer platforms for trading energy on a local basis or on a wider basis. And another thing is machine-to-machine transactions. If you think of drones and other battery-driven equipment that wants to reload itself, then we will see more and more machine-to-machine transactions. What we also see is that distributed ledger technologies play a more important role already also in the energy field. We've seen tokenization project, for example. One of them is from Riddle & Code in Vienna, where big photovoltaic facility is tokenized, and the consumers of the energy also pay with the tokens. So probably we will see more tokenization project in this field. Also, data is an important thing. To check the origin of renewable energy and also to prove the CO2 footprint. So if you see this industry in a rapid change and you're looking at it from an insurance perspective, you might think that insurance will dramatically change. You don't need a one-year contract that protects you from all kinds of risks. Insurance will be more a layer integrated into this sector, just like the payment layer. Yeah, that's been my brief introduction into our plans. We made some progress already with some prototypes, and we are now diving deeper into the travel segment. We want to grow our team, of course, throughout the next month. So happy for any ideas for great people that would be interested. And now, of course, I'm happy to take your questions. Thanks for thanks for being here and listening. Thank you. Looks quite silent. Yeah?
I have a question regarding embedded insurance. It seems like, that model involves new type of business creation involving the traditional player, like operator, such as an energy company. And what do you see as key success factor for that area, for your business to expand?
Yeah. So the question was about embedded insurance. I'll repeat that for the online audience. What are the key success factors if you want to go into embedded insurance? Yeah, the main one is data, of course. Yeah, if you follow my definition, embedded being really ingrained into the core value proposition of the other industry. Then it's about the data that you get. We see that Google and Amazon invest large amounts into the data field in the energy industry. So they want to really make profits by dealing with energy data. And if you have all these kind of IoT data available, you can build new insurance offerings on top of that. So it's then, of course, being able to deal with the hardware and to understand how to mix the data. Actuarial models will be built around these data, and then, of course, at the end, you will need a good insurance process layer to deal with it. Yeah. No more questions? Then thank you.